Welcome back to the Eric Krown Crypto channel, wishing you a happy daily start to tonight's Bulldozer Thursday, baby. It's Bulldozer. To bend over for the old bulldozer and get ready for some further ramming because it is time. It is time yet again for some more setups, actually, as this week's been quite eventful, which is definitely welcomed after the past couple weeks. Anyways, other than that, I wanted to once again give the spotlight to the buyback promotion going on, as I got 0% on maker fees for derivative contract orders. Plus, you can even get the Jewel Light for free for the first 30 days if you follow the link in the directions in the description below. And then, of course, because Bybit will be going KYC relatively soon, there's been a lot of people asking about alternatives to Bybit, and they actually have a decentralized exchange arm called Apex, which I also have an affiliate link to in the description below, which will award you 5% off for lifetime fees, meaning that like for the whole time that you have your account, 5% off your fees, no matter what, which is actually pretty nice. All right, sweet. So let's just start off right over here, following up on yesterday's 12-hour time frame setup on the HPDR indicator. We were looking at, the same thing as before, essentially, closures below the blue range lows, plus a decline in volatility did initiate a nice or high probability of an upside bounce. In this case, there's about a 74% probability, and well, we did see that one hit off, obviously, as the average target based upon that was somewhere around about 29,200, and in this case, gave the official exit about 29 I don't know, somewhere above 29 is kind of hard to see right here. Anyways, more importantly, and moving on into the next thing, I should say that while that one has hit, there's actually a new one emerging on the 2-hour time frame right here. So let's just go back into it, load up the old damn chart, and there we go. And as you can see on the HPDR indicator, after yesterday's Dumbola party, which was, I slept through all of this, by the way. Like, this was quite a surprise to wake up to. It's, as all, it's just another fucking Thursday in cryptocurrency land. But yes, anyway, several closes below the blue range lows right here. So that's a 50% of historical returns range lows that I'm currently circling on. That initiates a secondary condition where we look for a decline in the moving average on the volatility indicator represented by BBWP, which happens right about here. We can see that start to actually move down. Let's put on the actual script back tester, and boom, there we go. Let me get rid of everything that's not necessary as of the moment. You can see that that one officially fired off on this closure at about 28,600 or so. And with this particular setup, on the according to the back tester, there has been 277 prior iterations tested. Of those, 65 to about 66% did have a sizable bounce in this case. So let's actually go ahead and get a little bit more granular in the data. We could see that the average winning trade based upon this was about just under 4%, based off of a 2-hour time frame. So not that bad right there, from that entry on the particular script right here. So let's just see what have we seen thus far? Well, we have seen a move that's almost just shy of about 3% on that wick high that happened soon after the setup. But if we were to go for the full average, somewhere just below 4%, that would actually put Bitcoin back around yesterday's high, basically 29,800 to 29,900. At that point, does it just make a nice move towards 30,000? Perhaps yes. But yeah, that would be still actually relevant right here over the course of an average of about 27 bars. So that would suggest that this, probably does take some time. I would actually take the underhand of that, meaning that if Bitcoin is going to play out this move, probably happens, relatively soon between today and Friday. 27 bars on a 2-hour time frame, what is that? That's basically like almost 2 days. So yeah, actually that kind of makes sense. Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, or am I doing that right? Yeah, maybe not. It's an early morning, man. It's an early morning, so cut me some fucking slack. But ultimately, that would suggest that Bitcoin probably has a little bit higher to go on this current rally. And then that obviously can bleed on into other things, perhaps even more important things, as we'll get into. But for right now, so far so good. Obviously, 65 spot 70% probability is not 100% probability, but, better, pretty damn good, I would say. Of course, that's for you to decide for yourself, but we also do have another setup going on the daily, actually. So we alluded to this one, I believe it was yesterday, when it was, becoming a little bit more relevant. And if we go over here onto the daily, we can see that the daily time frame for the Jewel Light or the regular Jewel, you can use both of them in this case, did turn white. And more importantly, it turned white while it was below the 35, 36 read right here. So that initiates a setup, which we can go ahead and use our script backtester for as well. So I'll just throw that on, and yeah, did fire off right there on the daily closure, obviously. And out of 37 tested iterations, and I think this goes, like, how far back does this go? This goes all the way back to 2019. So over the past three to 4 years now, 86.5% almost had a nice, upside bounce over the course of an average of the next 20 closures, which in this case, one closure per day. So that'd be 20 days. I think personally that would be like that would be kind of long. That'd be kind of long. Now, I do want to say that this one certainly does not have that many tested iterations. 37, leaves a little bit to be desired, at least in my opinion. This is why I typically choose lower term timeframes, because higher term timeframes, they don't get them as often. Thus, a lack of data. But it's kind of hard to hate these stats anyways. Based off of that, the average winning trade in this case was actually at about 11% from that entry. So if this one does play out to a win, then based off the stats, we'd be expecting, a pretty high probability over the next basically 3 weeks for like a 10% plus move, which would put Bitcoin actually at 31,200 and change right there. Again, these things aren't like, it's not going to be, there's going to be some variance in there. Obviously, could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less if it does play out in that fashion. But obviously, we can see that if the 2-hour time frame setup that we just went over starts to play out, that's very likely going to bleed into the daily. And so, does the timing of this, these things line up like exactly? Probably not, but you can see like one domino leads to the next, and then that probably takes us out for like the next week or two, something like that. So it all kind of hinges with each other. But of course, as always, there's going to be invalidation conditions with these as well. It's actually pretty damn simple in this particular instance. Just anywhere below yesterday's wick low, Bitcoin's going to come down. It's going to come down fucking hard. But I do think that, I do think that you could invalidate these sort of ideas, as we'll go over a little bit later. But I guess I'll just spoil the surprise right now. Like below $28,000, problem for the Bulldogs yet again. But for right now, as long as Bitcoin's especially above 29, balls in the Bulldogs court if they do want to complete this pretty nasty bear trap and really go ahead and run with things. Anyways, so we've gone through that. Yesterday also we pointed out that there was a 2-day hidden bullish divergence forming. That was confirmed as well, so good right there for the Bulldogs, as we do see it inch its way back up towards the bottom side of the bullish control zone. We'll now see it close within the bullish control zone, but one thing before the next. And this is all coming on the back of declining volatility, declining BBWP. So I'm looking now at the 2-day signal as essentially having a reset. What does that mean? It means that there is no setup there as of right now below, again, especially yesterday's low, or I'd even say 28,000, or maybe let's make it like 27,800. I would say downside is extremely likely, and at least somewhere down around like 25, and probably honestly lower than that over time as well. But until this fires off, I don't really think that there's a play to be made there, at least based upon the back tested data. And then of course, even above yesterday's high, or even just getting a daily closure above about 29,200, as we'll go over later. It's going to be fucking bullish if that happens. Obviously, you can expect runs past $31,000 to new highs on this rally. Very, 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 very likely. Anyways, moving on into stochastic momentum over here. Let's start off with the daily. So we identified on the daily for both spot and CME that this last week and a half price action was essentially operating as a reset, because Bitcoin was essentially holding the lows while the daily stochastic was coming all the way down here. Now, even for CME, the stochastic momentum pivot is actually underneath current price action at $28,000. So that's kind of also where I'm getting that $28,000 number. Below there, bear-us take over yet again, and you can very likely expect a retest of last week's low and probably lower than that over time as well. Going into the 12-hour time frame, we can see that this one again did cross the upside, all supported by DMI. I should denote over here as well, from the critical zone, and will be remaining with upside pressure on price action as long as Bitcoin is closing above 27,300. 6-hour time frame probably getting way up there now. Indeed, it is. Will be remaining with upside momentum as long as Bitcoin's above 29,100. Currently, Bitcoin's trading about $150 above that pivot. 4-hour time frame is going to be flippy floppy here, coming down right now. Will turn up above 29,900 and change. So this one would suggest that short, relative short term to the other time frames we've been looking at, probably a bit of sideways here. Hourly time frame is going to probably, it's actually up right now. It's actually up right now. It remains the upside as long as Bitcoin's above 29,100. Things are kind of getting extreme there on like the lower term timeframes, the low and medium term timeframes. But the real question is, does Bitcoin mount one more try towards like $30,000 in this next 48 hours? To me, we did kind of get it right here. It's 29,700 on CME. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. But, personally speaking, I do think that if this is going to happen, we see this in the next couple of days, really. So last things last. So I just wanted to highlight the importance of the balancing point right here for Bitcoin BULAs. I still do remain with 29,200 as the major pivot for a daily closing basis. 12-hour probably gets it as well, to be fair, but closing above there, I would be looking for Bitcoin to retest the highs of this current rally, like the mid early April highs, somewhere in the 30,500 to 31,000 bucks, somewhere around here. And maybe after a little bit of a short-term pullback, very likely make new highs on this rally as well. Next sort of areas of interest past there, as we've gone over before, going to be somewhere around like shallow 32s, and from there things can get really, really crazy, I suppose. But one thing at a time, obviously, and I don't think that happens like today, so it's not like super relevant. And then for the lower term timeframes, or not for the lower term timeframes, but for bears to take back on over, I would still be saying a little bit below 28,000 bucks on a 4-hour closing basis, like 27,900, let's say, if you want to be super exact. Below there, I'd be looking for, obviously a retest of this week's low or last week's low, and then very likely continuation to new lows on this move, maybe somewhere around like low $26,000, probably another time for a bounce right there. And at that point, I would be looking for things to generally come down. What I'm trying to say is that if Bitcoin, if the BULAs are going to pull through, they very likely pull through here. If Bitcoin comes back down below like 27,900 or so, the stats would suggest that Bitcoin BULAs they're wrecked. They're wrecked. It was a complacency shoulder. My lines told me so. Just kidding. But yeah, for right now, Bitcoin BULAs have the ball in their court. Just want to see daily closures here, and then we can pick it up tomorrow. So I think we covered everything in this particular video, which I'm happy about. I want to be wishing you the best as always. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully Friday.